Today our topic is what the Stoics thought about politics. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. They thought deeply about how people should live, not just as individuals but also as members of society. For them, politics was not just about power or laws. It was about how to create a good and just society where people could live well and flourish. The Stoics believed that everyone is part of a larger community, and they thought it was important to participate in politics to help make the world a better place. They did not see politics as something separate from philosophy or ethics. Instead, they believed that politics was a way to practice virtue and to contribute to the common good. The Stoics believed that all humans are connected because we share the same reason and the same nature. They called this idea the cosmic city, or the city of Zeus. In this cosmic city, everyone is equal because everyone has the capacity to reason and to live according to nature. The Stoics thought that this idea should guide how we think about politics. They believed that laws and governments should reflect this equality and this shared nature. For them, the best political system was one that treated everyone fairly and that helped people to develop their virtues. The Stoics did not think that one form of government was always the best. Instead, they believed that the best government was the one that promoted justice, wisdom, courage, and self-control. The Stoics also believed that leaders should be virtuous. They thought that a good leader was someone who acted with wisdom and justice, who cared about the well-being of others, and who did not let power corrupt them. The Stoics admired leaders who were humble, who did not seek power for their own benefit, and who were willing to serve others. They believed that a good leader should be like a good parent, guiding and protecting the people, not exploiting them. The Stoics also thought that leaders should be guided by reason, not by emotions like anger or greed. They believed that a leader who acted out of anger or greed would make bad decisions and harm the people. The Stoics believed that politics was not just for leaders or rulers. They thought that everyone had a duty to participate in politics, even in small ways. They believed that every person had a role to play in making society better. For the Stoics, this did not mean that everyone had to be a politician or a leader. It could mean being a good citizen, helping others, or standing up for what is right. The Stoics believed that even small actions could make a big difference. They thought that if everyone did their part, society would be better and more just. The Stoics also believed that it was important to be involved in politics because it was a way to practice virtue. They thought that by participating in politics, people could develop their wisdom, courage, and justice. The Stoics believed that politics was not just about what happened in government or in public life. They thought that politics was also about how people treated each other in their everyday lives. They believed that every interaction between people was a kind of political act. For the Stoics, being a good citizen meant being kind, fair, and respectful to others. They thought that the way people treated each other in their families, their communities, and their workplaces was just as important as what happened in the government. The Stoics believed that if people treated each other well in their everyday lives, society would be more just and more peaceful. The Stoics also believed that it was important to be realistic about politics. They knew that the world was not perfect and that politics could be messy and difficult. They did not expect that everyone would always act with virtue or that every government would be just. But they believed that it was still important to try to make the world better, even if it was hard. They thought that people should focus on what they could control and not worry too much about what they could not control. The Stoics believed that even if they could not change the whole world, they could still make a difference in their own lives and in the lives of the people around them. The Stoics believed that one of the most important things in politics was to stay true to your values. They thought that it was easy to get caught up in power, money, or fame, but that these things were not really important. The Stoics believed that the only thing that really mattered was virtue. They thought that people should always act with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control, no matter what happened in the world. They believed that if people stayed true to their values, they would be able to face any challenge and make the world a better place. The Stoics also believed that it was important to accept the things you cannot change. They knew that there were many things in politics that were beyond their control. They could not control how other people acted, or what decisions the government made. But they believed that they could control how they responded to these things. The Stoics thought that it was important to stay calm and rational, even in difficult situations. They believed that by staying calm and rational, they could make better decisions and help others. The Stoics also believed that it was important to accept the things you cannot change because it was a way to find peace and happiness. They thought that if you accepted the things you could not change, you would not waste your energy on things that were out of your control. The Stoics believed that politics was a way to practice virtue, but they also believed that it was important to take care of yourself. They thought that you could not help others if you were not well yourself. The Stoics believed that it was important to take care of your body, your mind, and your soul. They thought that you should eat well, exercise, and get enough rest. They also believed that it was important to take care of your mind by learning and thinking deeply. The Stoics believed that you should take care of your soul by practicing virtue and by reflecting on your actions. They thought that if you took care of yourself, you would be better able to help others and to make a difference in the world. In conclusion, the Stoics believed that politics was an important part of life. They thought that everyone had a duty to participate in politics and to help make society better. They believed that politics was not just about power or laws, but about how to create a good and just society. The Stoics believed that the best political system was one that promoted virtue and treated everyone fairly. They thought that leaders should be virtuous, and that everyone should be a good citizen. The Stoics also believed that it was important to stay true to your values, and to accept the things you cannot change. They thought that by practicing virtue in politics, people could make the world a better place and find peace and happiness.